Morning.
Sad time for you, Mr. Bannister.
What?
You're divorced today.
Oh. Oh, bless you, Perkins. But I shall pull through.
Honestly, you think they'd do something about it, wouldn't you? My little Minnie has to pay the same as some great 30-horsepower monster. It's sheer discrimination.
Diana.
If ever they film a sequel to Jaws 1 and Jaws 2, they can always call it Parking Meter.
Diana.
With Christopher Lee as the traffic warden.
You said all this yesterday.
What?
And the day before.
Oh, I'm sorry. I suppose it's the divorce.
Yes, I didn't think you didn't come in today.
What would I do instead? Go to court and see 9 years of marriage talked out of existence by my solicitor? Good Lord, I bet his fees come to more than my parents had to pay for the wedding reception.
I could murder Rupert.
Oh, now then. It takes two.
Yes, it does take two. Your husband and his secretary.
Yes, I'll tell him. Goodbye.
Morning.
Morning, Mr. Bannister.
Yes, an important morning, too. Mr. Matheson's coming. He and his money could do a lot for Bannisters.
Take us from bathroom fittings...
To bathroom design, yes, Bill. I've always had a fancy for a spread in the glosses, rather than a small ad in the Daily Mail next door to a cure for acne.
Good luck, Mr. Bannister.
Well, good luck to all of us. Loyal servants that we are to my late father's firm. I think we can look forward to a better life than just making soap basins and non-jam lavatory roll holders, eh? Oh, yes, Gladys, I know. The march of experience is always a moving moment.
No, Mr. Bannister. I was just thinking about today.
What? Oh, yes, good Lord. You mean that little divorce taking place in some distant court?
Yes, after 9 years.
We bear up, Gladys. We bear up. And let's not apportion blame. It does take two.
Oh.
It's the right thing, Gladys, to bury himself in his work.
It's today.
Yes, I know.
She'll be the ex-Mrs. Bannister any minute.
In 6 weeks' time, after the absolute.
Never mind, we can still get engaged today.
Yes, of course we can, darling.
And have dinner at our special place.
Oh, Gino's.
Gino's.
Mr. Matheson.
I see you've met my salesman.
I have.
Allow me to introduce my personal secretary,
Personal and private.
Miss Heslop.
Miss Heslop?
Without whom my right hand wouldn't know what my left hand was doing.
Correction. His right hand wouldn't even know what his right hand was doing.
You know what I do? I'd go out and fling my arms round the first man I saw.
And with my luck, it'd be the traffic warden. That'd please Rupert, wouldn't it? A parking offence plus attempted rape.
Yeah, how does Rupert keep cropping up in this? Yeah, I mean, it's over 2 years now since you found out that he put his secretary on night work.
Oh, I don't know. I've just got a funny feeling I should have gone to the divorce court. Oh, my marriage gave me so much pleasure. I can't bear to think of it dying bravely all on its own.
Well, if you were there, what would you do? Hold the hand of the judge? Don't be silly. You're better off here, honestly. At least you're surrounded by the smell of roses instead of other people's damp handkerchiefs.
Oh.
I've got some facts and figures for you here. I think you'll find this interesting. Here's another interesting one.
Yes, you certainly have had a poor couple of years, haven't you?
Yes, well, of course, it might look like that on paper, Mr. Matheson, but in fact, of course, Bannister's fittings were consolidating.
Consolidating. If you consolidated any further, you'd have been invisible. But I'd say it was still a viable proposition, Mr. Bannister. Yes, with your contacts in the wholesale trade and my contacts in the financial world, doesn't seem to me that much of a giant step is required to advance what I might, with respect, call a cottage industry to a sophisticated power in the land. There is just one matter, however, that my accountants want to question.
Oh, yes?
Yes, and that is your wife's ownership of some shares.
My wife's shares? I'm so sorry.
Oh, please.
Hello.
Mr. Bannister, Mr. Jilks asked me to ring you.
Oh, yes.
The decree nisi was granted by Mr. Justice Ord at 12:13 this afternoon.
Ah, thank you.
And the absolute will automatically take effect.
Yes, I know, in 6 weeks' time. I shall look forward to that. Thank you, Mr. Brown, for attending court on my behalf.
Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye. I'm so sorry. Now, where were we?
Not bad news, Mr. Bannister.
No. Well, I suppose it depends on your point of view. I was granted a decree nisi this morning, or this afternoon, to be precise, at 12:13. Now then,
Mr. Bannister, I'd no idea.
Oh, good heavens.
But to meet this morning.
Better than brooding.
Now, look, if you want to postpone, I
Oh,
quite...
very generous, but I promise you I shan't embarrass you by blubbing.
Thank you, Mr. Perkins. Yes, I'm glad it was smooth. The judge didn't get emotional, did he? Oh, no, of course not. They're trained, aren't they? Like the royal family. 6 weeks to what, Mr. Perkins? Freedom. Yes, I'll cling to that.
Well, it's over.
I'm free. Yes, just as free as I was 10 years ago before I met Rupert Bannister. For freedom, of course, you could read loneliness.
Found it's the first time I've seen you bitter.
Bitter? Oh, good heavens, Brenda, what makes you think that? Well, I'm my own woman now, aren't I? I can choose my own company. I can go to singles clubs and ogle men on underground trains. I can take a long bath without someone banging on the door. And I can have a meal that consists entirely of sweet, sticky things with custard.
Oh, thank you. Well, if you're sure you want to continue...
Oh, most certainly, yes.
Well, now, where were we before your solicitor phoned?
Ah.
Yes. My accountants raised a query. And that is the stake that your wife, your ex-wife, still has in the business.
Ah, yes.
Yes. 30%.
Yes, she draws no income, of course. Now, I gave her the shares when we got married. One does these things.
Yes, but when the marriage broke up...
Ah, well, I bought her a flat and she got a job in a florist.
Yes, but her 30%.
Ah, yeah, well, it didn't seem a good time to try and do deals.
You mean she still has the shares?
In lieu of alimony, yes. But I mean, she's a very attractive woman. She'll get married again soon, and then...
She'll undoubtedly look upon those shares as a golden handshake. Yeah, I'm afraid we can't make any further progress until this matter is resolved.
Oh? No? Yes, I understand.
Yes, yes, you have control, admittedly. But you need her consent.
Oh, well, I shall get that. Gladys, get me Mrs. Bannister, would you please?
Yes, Mr. Bannister.
You consider that she will surrender her share of the business?
Oh, for money, most certainly, yes. She probably doesn't even remember she's got them. She's never been even remotely businesslike. Now, I promise you, Mr. Matheson, I'll arrange a meeting and she'll be like putty in my hand. Putty, I promise you. Hello, Diana. It's Rupert. Now, listen, darling. What I want to do...
Yes, putty does have a nasty habit of hardening.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Well, if you hate him.
I don't. Well, I hate her, and I nearly hate him. Nearly, but not quite.
She sounded as though she was rather busy in the shop. Must have caught her at a bad moment, otherwise...
She'd have been like putty, quite. I'm sorry, Mr. Bannister, but you do understand, don't you, that I and my partners cannot enter into a full agreement with you when there is a dispute over your shareholding?
Oh, there's no dispute, I assure you, Mr. Matheson.
I do hope not. Thank you for the coffee.
Oh, please, think nothing of it.
I didn't much.
Gladys, would you get my solicitor, please?
Yes, Mr. Bannister.
Hello? Oh, Rupert. You'll have heard, I expect, that the knot's been cut.
Yes, the knot's been cut, George, but a certain someone is still holding on to the other end of the rope.
Ah, well, that certain someone can only hold it for 6 weeks. How did it go with Martin Matheson?
Well, it didn't, because the bit of rope I'm referring to is Diana's stake in this business.
Oh, my word, we should have tidied that up, shouldn't we?
Yes, you should, shouldn't you?
Oh, well, not to worry, Rupert. I mean, Diana's not going to try and stop you expanding. Why not just tell her the truth?
Tell her the truth, she's a woman.
Well, she's always given a reasonable facsimile.
Yes. But she's a different kind of woman now. I mean, she's changed from Cinderella into Medusa.
Even Medusa had no business sense, or she'd have marketed that snake hat. Look, Rupert, Diana's never had any income from those shares. Why didn't you just call in on her and appeal to her female logic?
Females don't have any logic.
I know. That's why you're in with a chance. Now, look, Rupert, use your business head. Winer and diner.
Oh, fine. She's not going to see through that, is she? Candlelit dinner 4 hours after a painful divorce.
Food and drink oils all wheels. Rupert, didn't you take Diana for a meal when you first fancied her and she rejected your advances?
Well, yes.
Well, yes. And look what 3 courses and a bottle of vintage wine achieved 9 years ago. This time you're only after a handful of shares, not a whole body.
Yes, well, exactly. I mean, that's why I'm not going to lash out on a hideously expensive meal this time. Ah, that reminds me. Diana's afternoon off at the shop. I'll call round at her flat with a well-wrapped posy. I thought I'd bring them myself. I didn't want to just send them.
Really? You didn't have such delicacy when you put your secretary on night work. I ought to fling them in your face. You'd only pick them up and take them to Pamela. Why didn't you buy them at my place? I'd have given you a discount. Well, thank you, Rupert. And now I think that as you and I officially no longer quicken each other's pulses...
Might I see your place, just for a moment?
Well,
Seeing that I paid for it. Yes, very nice. Very nice.
I preferred our old place.
Ah, yes, well,
Does Pamela live there now?
weekends, you know.
Sunday lunch?
That sort of thing, yes.
What are her roast potatoes like?
Ah, they're not as good as yours. Now, look.
Yes, I bet she doesn't flour them first.
No, I don't think she does. Listen, Diana.
Oh, sorry, but it's a funny thing, isn't it? One of the things you miss, well, I miss, is Sunday lunch.
Well, I don't miss the washing up afterwards. I just wanted a quiet chat, Diana. Business. Not important business. More a sort of dustpan and brush sort of operation.
Dustpan and brush?
Yes, just tying a couple of loose ends. Now then...
That sounds more than dustpan and brush.
What?
You have a habit of clearing your throat when you're about to depart from the truth. Well, not depart from it totally, of course.
Thank you.
Just take the odd 50-mile detour. So what is this business thing that isn't a business thing? Dustpan and brush job, just tying a couple of loose ends. What is it?
Well, I've got a frog.
Well, let's hope he can stick to the truth.
Now, Diana, you may have heard that the firm's been through a couple of bad years.
No.
So I'm dissolving the business.
What, Bannister?
Bathroom fittings, yes, selling up, getting out.
What'll happen?
What, to me?
To the factory.
Ah, well, that needn't concern you. It's all rather complicated.
Yes, it is. It's a much bigger dustpan and brush than I expected.
Yes, exactly. So, as I say, don't you try to understand it. Just let me have,
Have what? Is that you or the frog?
I want to buy your shares.
But is that all?
All?
Well, you're so devious, Rupert. I thought you were leading up to borrowing off me or stopping my maintenance or taking back this flat.
No.
But you just want my shares.
Just your share.
For money.
For money?
You're welcome to them. They don't seem to have done me much good.
No, well, that's because we're a limited company, you see.
Limited to giving out nothing.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, if I can find them, you can have them.
If you can find them. Good grief. I mean, try and find them, Diane. I mean, you don't want shares in a defunct organisation, do you? Be about as useful as a season ticket to Krakatoa.
I'm sorry, but I
Right,
can't
well,
seem to...
look somewhere else, then. Not that it's desperately important, of course. Diana, when have I ever been dishonest with you?
2 years ago, when your secretary first started saying thank you for having me. Does she know about these shares?
Of course not. Well, I mean, no, not exactly, no.
Oh, no wonder you want them back. Well, you go off and I'll have a good turn.
Well, do it now. I mean, yes, of course I will. So thank you, Diana. You have a good turnout.
Well, I'll find them, don't worry.
No, I won't worry.
And you'll pay me.
I'll pay you, yes.
Thanks.
You wouldn't like to check your drawers again?
Not while you're here, on our course. Supposing I found an old love letter.
Ah, yes. Well, all right. You ring me, will you? Goodbye, Diana.
Are you going to marry Pamela?
Will you ring me?
Are you? Because I don't think she's your type, Rupert. Especially if she doesn't flour her potatoes.
At home or at the office, right?
Ring you.
Yes.
Oh, thank you for the flowers. A few more of those in the good old days.
Goodbye, Diana.
Well, I'm sorry about the business going bust.
What? Oh, yes.
I bet you lot wounded him in the wallet. Hello.
Is Mr. Bannister there? I'm sorry to trouble you, but he leaves a list of numbers.
No, he's just left.
Would you know where?
To Waterloo Bridge with a piece of rope and a large stone.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, is that Miss Heslop?
Yes?
Diana Bannister. That business wouldn't have failed if I'd still been giving him Sunday lunch.
The business hasn't failed, Mrs. Bannister. It's expanding.
Expanding.
We're giving up fittings and going into design. Excuse me.
I knew that frog was a liar.
Moving on oiled wheels, Mr. Matheson. As a matter of fact, I'm waiting for a phone call now. I just thought I'd keep you in touch. Yes, most certainly. And thank you for your time today, Mr. Matheson. Oh, come on, Diana, do ring. Hello?
Hello, Rupert.
Oh, Diana, have you found this bloody...
My unimportant little shareholding?
Yes.
Yes, I have.
You have? Oh, that's marvellous, Diana. I'll come round straight away.
Straight away?
What?
Well, how about a meal?
All right, I'll have a meal first.
I mean, how about you buying me a meal?
Buying you a meal? I bought you flowers.
I can't eat flowers.
Oh, all right. We'll fix a day for lunch then.
Dinner.
All right, dinner. We'll fix a day for dinner.
Tonight.
Tonight? No, not tonight.
Not tonight?
No, it's all arranged.
Oh, but it's our decree day.
Yes, I know.
It's our nice side.
I know.
So it would be like a goodbye.
We've said goodbye.
Oh, have we? Then I'll keep the shares. Goodbye.
Le Matelot Restaurant, 8 o'clock.
Le Matelot? What's wrong with Gino's?
Ah, now, Diana, I mean, that used to be our special place.
Yes, our special place. Have you ever taken Pamela there? You have.
Certainly not. Do credit me with a modicum of feelings.
I do try, Rupert. I keep trying.
It's just that Gino's has got more expensive over the years.
Oh, good. That'll keep out the riffraff. Shall we say 8 o'clock? Will you collect me?
Well, yes, all right.
I can't hear.
All right, 8 o'clock.
Oh, and don't forget to book.
Don't shout.
I want to be loved by you, just you, and nobody else will. New dress for tonight. You like it?
Yes, I shall like it even better tomorrow night, darling.
There, Miss Eslop. Oh, I am so sorry. Mr. Bannister is often accompanied by...
Yes, I'm sure he is. But tonight, Mr. Bannister is accompanied by Mrs. Bannister.
Thank you. And don't offer an aperitif.
No, signore.
Just bring the menus.
Prego, si accomodi, signor.
Grazie. Va bene?
Bene, benissimo, grazie.
Oh, this brings back memories.
Yes, doesn't it? Now, Diana, the menu splendid. What will you have, Diana?
Aren't you having an aperitif?
No, I thought we'd go straight to the meal.
Oh, did you? Dry martini, please.
For the signore.
What did you say?
Bon appetit. Now then, Diana, about those shares.
Now, Rupert. You didn't rush things the first time we came here, and you wanted a favour then.
Diana, I'd really rather not discuss that.
You wanted a favour the second time, too.
Yeah. What was the second time?
Same as the first, but for the whole weekend.
Would you like to choose something? I'm on a diet, so I shan't be having...
You on a diet? The only thing that was ever thin about you, dear, was your mouth when the bill arrived. Now, let me see.
You always used to start with a little melon.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I must have been mad. No, I like the look of the seafood salad.
£2.40?
I beg your pardon?
Nothing.
And then I have to choose between the quail and the lobster. Oh, thank you. I'm always a little queasy about quail. They're so tiny, aren't they? And they come on a skewer. On the other hand, the lobster's been boiled alive, and they say you can hear them scream.
I'm having a plain ham salad.
Do you good. You've got one or two rather angry spots. Now, I don't think I'll have the quail or the lobster.
Oh, good.
Pheasant in brandy and cream, please.
Si, signora. And the first course?
No.
Yes? The seafood salad. No. The oysters.
Half a dozen, madam?
Yes. No? A dozen. Oh, my ex-husband's bound to pinch one or two.
Thanks, sir.
Grazie.
We had oysters our first time here, do you remember? I think you ignored the cost and banked on their sexual effect.
Diana, I'd
It
really
was
rather not...
wasted in the end because 4 ports and 2 brandies cancelled your desire.
Please, Diana.
Light cheese never worked either.
Gino's?
Giuseppe?
Yes.
Miss Heslop here. Buonasera. Now listen, I booked a table for tonight for 2 in the name of Bannister, but I'm afraid, because of a slight domestic crisis, I'm afraid I shall have to cancel.
Cancel?
Yes, could you make it tomorrow night instead? It's going to be a very special evening.
But, Miss Heslop, Mr. Bannister is here.
Really?
With Mrs. Bannister.
A little formaggio for
No,
signora.
thank you. Just coffee, please.
No light cheese, dear?
2 black.
With cream, please.
Signora?
What, after all those strawberries?
Yes, weren't those strawberries wonderful?
I didn't have any.
No, of course you didn't, dear. You settled for an after 8.
Now, listen. Diana,
Where did he say they flew those strawberries from?
I can't remember. Now,
From
listen.
North Africa. Oh, isn't it incredible to think of a big-bellied Boeing flying my tiny punnet of strawberries?
Wasn't all that tiny.
And heaven only knows the cost.
Well, don't you worry your head about the cost. I'm only paying half the fuel bill. Now, listen, Diana, I think I've kept up my side of the bargain. A responsible price for your shares.
In an expanding company?
Expanded company? Now, look, you just hand me over your shares.
Is
and I'll-
Bannister Fitments expanding, Rupert? Because if it is, I'd like to take my chance with it. Well, I didn't know what having shares in the business meant. You gave them to me one night, soon after we were married. Not long after we'd left this place, actually. There you are, darling, you said. 1/3 of what's mine is now yours. I remember crying on your naked chest. We were in bed, if you remember. And I never quizzed you about them. Well, I never got any money, but I never quizzed you because we were married, weren't we? And as long as I could cry on your chest, I knew you'd never do me down. Well, I thought you'd never do me down. And then finding out about you and Pamela, well, that was the beginning of a very empty life.
How is it that so many things you say sound like a headline in Woman's Own?
How is it that so many things you say sound like the truth? I took advice from Brenda at the shop. I said, well, supposing Rupert's business was expanding.
I don't know who you heard that from.
From Pamela, actually. Well, not her fault, it just slipped out. It makes a square in a way, doesn't it? I mean, well, she's got you and I've got these.
Signora?
No, thank you.
Oh, I wish I'd known what they really meant before. I mean, they sort of mean I'm a partner in the firm. I didn't know that. If I had known, I'd certainly have done all I could to make myself worth my 30%. I'd have worked hard, Rupert. Really, I would. We might have had a super partnership. Not Marks and Spencer, perhaps, but Waring and Gillow. Might even have prevented that insignificant little cutting of the cord in the divorce courts today.
What precisely was the object of this dinner tonight?
To eat myself sick.
You had no intention of handing over those shares.
Oh, I want to find out what they're worth. Oh, we could be the perfect basis for a business partnership.
How?
I don't trust you an inch. Oh, Rupert, my head's already spinning with ideas. Oh, you and I in concert against the competition.
Oh, Diane.
New designs, new advertising. Have you thought about making a commercial?
We've got a commercial.
No, I mean a real commercial.
Well, it's a sort of commercial. Comes on at the interval at the Gaumont.
That's no use. Watched by 2 necking couples and a sleeping old age pensioner. Oh, Rupert, bathrooms can be very glamorous places. Romantic, even. Do you remember when I used to soap your back?
Buonasera, Mrs. Slop.
You did say that Pamela doesn't know about these.
What? Yes, I did.
And you've never brought her here.
Well, listen,
Now,
Diane.
you tell Pamela, not me.
What?
Good evening, Rupert. This is your little business conference, is it?
Well, not exactly business, Miss Heslop. Good evening. Just tying a few loose ends. What you might call a dustpan and brush operation. Our wills. We're no longer leaving all our possessions to my wife/husband, are we, Rupert? Thank you. Well, I'll think about that commercial. Oh, have you eaten?
No.
Oh, please be his guest. And I recommend the oysters and the pheasant. And in the 9 years that Rupert and I have been dining here, he's always spoken very highly of the Lye cheese.